Okay, hi boys and girls. I'm here to help you with our reading lesson this week, the book See You in Spring, which was in your packet. My first instruction would be to cut out the pages of the book and put them in order, because if you looked in your packet, the pages were not in order, and it's going to get quite confusing trying to read it if you're not paying very close attention. So if you just quickly cut out all the pages and then put them in number order. So I put the cover page, then page 2, then page 3, then page 4, so on and so forth. I believe there's 16 pages. So just cut them out, put them in order. That's going to help you greatly while you are trying to read this. When I was looking through this book, just from my own teacher judgment, since it doesn't say anywhere, I would assume that this book is about a level E or F, which is a little bit above the reading level of several of my students, which means it's going to be difficult, but not impossible. If you happen to be one of those students that thinks, oh, I can do this by myself, perfect. Turn off this video and get started. I'm super duper. If, however, you looked at it and you're a little worried that it's going to be hard, that is what I am here for. I'm going to make this as easy and as painless as possible. I am here to help and to help read it along with you. So just hang in there with me. Let's open up, and page 2, we meet our first character. This character is referring to this picture, and his name is luckily the same as what he is, which is Bear. So I wrote down the word bear, that way I would not forget that this is the word bear while I was reading. So I would always at least know who I am looking for or looking at when I see this word. On page 3, I meet another character. I meet Bird. So I wrote this word down, and I'm going to put it right there for you. So we can remember that this word is the word bird, and this is who it's referring to. It's referring to one of my characters. Now, what I did first thing was I decided a way that I would be able to recognize the words bird and bear in the text. So I took a marker, and I just circled the word bear, and I underlined the word bird on every page. So if you feel that this is something that would help you while you are reading, you can pause the video now and you do exactly what I did. Circle the word bear and underline the word bird on every page. So just go for it. Okay, there are 2 other words. Now, this is a big book, so there's a ton of words in here. But there are 2 other words that appear a lot in this book, and so I just wanted to front load these words for you. This word is the word said. A lot of you will recognize this word, but if you don't, that's fine. This is the word said, and what I did with the word said is I highlighted the word said on every page that I found it. So if you want to go ahead and highlight or color or find a way to make that word noticeable so you will remember that that is the word said, go ahead and do that. You can pause the video and find a way. Find all those words said. It's on a lot of the pages, so this is going to take a lot of careful looking, S-A-I-D, and find a way to mark that word for us. Okay, the last word that appears a lot in this book is this word right here, and that word is winter. Now, I just went ahead, and since I had a highlighter, I decided to just circle the word winter on every page that it appeared. So if that feels like something that would be helpful to you, go ahead, pause the video, and find some way to mark the word winter so you will remember that that is the word winter. Okay. Another thing that is going to be super helpful for us, guys, is our word list, our sight word list this week. Okay, I actually did a lot of work before I read this book. Okay, I went through and I highlighted the sight words from my sight word list this week that are in this book. That way I would get myself really, really familiar with them. So the word all is in this book. The word I is in this book. The word my is in this book. The word to is in this book. The word of, the word the, and the word here. So I've highlighted these words so that I know that before I read these books, I'm gonna really need to be familiar with these sight words. That way, when I get to a page that has one of these words on it, I am ready to read it. I've memorized it, I know it. I also went an extra step and I wrote down the page that sight word showed up on. So I know that all shows up on page 4. So if I get to page 4, I can come back, I can look here, I can say, the word I and the word all show up on page 4. So I need to know that once I get to page 4, I need to know the word I and the word all. Don't feel like you have to do this, guys, but this would be very helpful for you. And parents, if you're listening and you want to help your low readers or your readers who are struggling, need a little extra help, this would be a good activity for them to do before they start reading this book. Okay, that way they are at least primed as well as they can be to read it, because there are a lot of sight words and there are a lot of vocab words in this book. So now that I have done all of that front loading, I've got my vocab words and I front loaded my sight words. Now I'm ready to read. A lot of these words in this book I can sound out. There are some words that are very long. They look scary. I can probably sound them out. If not, I can ask a parent, okay? I would like it if you would pause this video and you would work to read this book on your own, because the next thing that's going to happen is I am going to read this book for you. Now, it feels a lot like cheating if you just watch it straightforward and you let me read this book to you. So please pause the video now and try to sound out these words for yourself. At least find all the sight words you can. Find all the A's, the ands, the to's, the you, the I, all of those words that we should know by now. And look, I'm checking this page. I'm already seeing I missed a word. See, look at that. So please pause the video now and try to read this book on your own, because the next thing that's going to happen is I am going to read this book for us. Okay, thank you to everyone who tried, who struggled, who did their very best to read this book. And now it's my turn. I would love it if you would try to read along with me, not just sit there and listen, because that is not what this time is. This time is a time to learn, to gain in our reading. This is not just a story time. So read along with me. I'm going to be reading on the screen. You can read on the screen with me, or you can be reading your own book. Okay, here I go. Bear and Bird played together all summer and fall. Bear and Bird ate together too. One day, Bird felt a cold wind. "Do you feel the wind?" said Bird. Bear said, "No, I just feel sleepy." Then Bear yawned. Bear saw Bird's plate. "You have only 2 seeds," said Bear. "I cannot find more seeds. I cannot find more food," said Bird. Bear patted his stomach. "I am not hungry. I am just sleepy," said Bear. Bear and Bird made plans for winter. Bear and Bird talked about their plans. "I will fly to a warm place. I will find food to eat there," said Bird. Bear had a different plan. "I will go to my cave. I will rest during winter," said Bear. Bear and Bird waved goodbye. Bird flew into the sky. Bear went into his cave. The snow fell. Winter was here. Bear did not feel cold in his cave. Bear went to sleep. Bear dreamed about Bird. Was Bird having fun? Bird's winter home was by a lake. Bird ate many seeds. Bird ate many worms. But Bird missed Bear. She sent cards and pictures to Bear. Bear slept for a long time. One day the weather was not so cold. The snow melted. Bear woke up. He came out of his cave. Now spring was here. Bear went to his mailbox. Bear saw Bird's cards and pictures. Would Bird come back to play with him? Then Bear saw a bird in the sky. Was the bird in the sky his friend? Yes, Bear waved. Bird was back. I will tell you about my winter home, said Bird. I will tell you about my dreams, said Bear. Bear and Bird were happy. Spring was here. Bear and Bird told stories about the long winter. The end. So, I hope that you got everything you needed to get out of this book, See You in the Spring. It looks like your instructions from the district is, can you retell the story? Who were the main characters? And what is the story mostly about? So those are the 3 questions that you need to discuss with your parents. Can you retell the story? Who were the main characters? And what is the story mostly about?